Hello, humans! Winx was renowned for its fashion not only being fashionable, but actually being unique to each girl. Sadly, as the show entered into the Nickbo era, their looks got more uniform and making the girls feel too much like a hive mind. After going into why I believe the Winx reboot will fail and criticizing the fashion of the reboot, I figured it would be fun to rank the casual outfits of each of the Winx girls individually. I will be ranking the outfits based off how well they fit the girls' personalities and personal style, and most importantly, just how good they look. I'm also going to be counting their Season 2 back to school looks as their Season 2 looks. So that means that Bloom's Season 3 look will be her alternative look, since her main Season 3 look is just her back to school look but with the pink hearts instead of the yellow. And since this is a video all about fashion, I don't need to use clips, which makes this an easier video to do. Also, keep in mind that this is just my personal taste. We all have different ideas of what's fashionable. So if you don't agree with me, that's fine. Just don't be about it. Now without any further delay, let's dive right on in. Bloom's style has always been a very approachable and cute girl next door type. This fits with her cinnamon roll personality that has a bit of an edge to her, but also shows her as arguably the most grounded of the group. Her fashion never tends to be the best out of all the girls, due to how her family isn't very wealthy, so she dresses like how a regular girl would, while still being fashionable. Just because you can't afford the latest trends doesn't mean you have to dress frumpy. Sadly, her style got more generic during the Nickbo era and less distinctive, sometimes even veering into Disney Channel protagonist style. And no look exemplifies this more than her Season 8 look. Even when ignoring the terrible art style change, this isn't a good look. The dress is too frilly and childish, which I guess fits with a more childish tone, but it just looks tacky and dated. Yes, her Enchantix dress was a multi-layered dress as well, but it was elegant and mature, unlike this. This feels too young for her, not to mention how they over-layered the look with leggings and a denim jacket and brown boots. She looks like she's on the set of Girl Meets World with how bad this looks. Truly terrible and incredibly dated. Actually, was this ever fashionable? I like the denim jacket, but everything else looks like a mess, and the layering of the jacket with the dress looks ridiculous. Not faring that much better is her Season 7 look. The Season 7 casual looks are infamous for their use of plaid and overuse of pink. Now don't get me wrong, I like plaid, and pink is my favorite color, but this just doesn't work for Bloom. First of all, this makes the look come off more like pink is her main color instead of blue. Secondly, I hate that the shirt isn't tucked into her skirt. Lastly, this doesn't really show off anything about Bloom's personality. This is the textbook definition of generic. If I didn't already know Bloom, I wouldn't be able to guess anything about her personality from this look. Also, why do they keep on putting Bloom in high ponytails? They honestly don't suit her personality. A lower ponytail or a braid would have worked better if they couldn't just let her hair be loose. And why is Althea suddenly having the wings and no one else wear uniforms? A lot better is this mixed bag of a look from Season 4. There are things that I do like about this look. First of all, I love how her hair is a little longer and more wild looking to show her growing and maturing. Also, I do like the top because I think that shade of pink looks great on her, and I love the ruffled sleeves. I'm one of the few people who actually does love how Bloom looks in pink. I just don't think it should be her main accent color, and doing so takes away how unique she is for being the leader of a magical girl show that doesn't have one of the main colors being pink. But I don't mind her in pink because I'm a sucker for a redhead in pink. However, I'm not a fan of the polka dots on the shirt. They make it come off too picnicky. I also hate the puffy skirt, which reminds me too much of those weird pillows. I'm also not a big fan of the shoes. I did a redesign of it where I put her in a braid, I made her shirt a solid pink, put her in denim shorts, and gave her the tennis shoes, which I feel suits her better and makes her look less dated. Faring better is her Season 6 look, which is the only casual look of hers that doesn't have any blue in it. Unlike most of the Season 6 casual looks, I actually do love Bloom's look. The only issue I have are the tights, the shoes, and I think they should have gave her a blue look with yellow accents. I do prefer her original concept look better, but again, lose the tights. However, this look actually still is really cute. Again, I do love me a redhead in pink, and it actually looks really cute and something that does still feel like something Bloom would wear if she had to wear a school uniform. I like the bow tie because it fits her cinnamon roll nature, and this is coming from someone who isn't a fan of bow ties. But my favorite thing about this look is her hair because it just looks so cute. I wish they gave Bloom more single braid looks because it looks mermazing on her. Next up, we have her look from season 5. I will admit that this look has lost a little bit of love for me over the years, but I still like the look. Her hair is giving a more lower scale version of her Enchantix look, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. The outfit is very cute, though I feel like it would have worked better if the pink accents were replaced with yellow, because it would feel more true to Bloom and make it look more interesting. However, the look is still really cute and fits with Bloom's cinnamon roll personality. While yes, it's a layered look, it's not to the point where it gives Disney Channel protagonist. It's giving more high fashion, which makes sense considering that Bloom is now the princess of the newly revived Domino and therefore has access to wealth, but still true to her style. I will say that it does feel slightly dated, whereas I feel the looks that are higher could be worn today. Now we get to her truly mermazing outfit, starting with her season 3 alternative outfit. I honestly wish that we saw more of this look because it's super cute. I especially love the top and how it's layered, but not in a way that feels ridiculous. The white long sleeve shirt with the blue sleeveless shirt that has a pink heart on it is really cute. I love her denim skirt, the socks are cute, and I love how the boots help give this otherwise soft look some edge. Similar to how Bloom's a sweetheart, but is fiery and feisty. I don't have much to say about this look other than it's super cute and I love it. Also, I hate the recoloring in that stupid Pixie episode. The colors just don't match and it looks terrible. Runner-up is her season 2 look, which is also her main look in season 3. I'm sad that the yellow hearts and the headband only appear once because they are so cute and I prefer the yellow hearts over the pink. I also love that her back-to-school outfit has different socks and shoes, which I honestly prefer to her later look, which is just her alternative outfit, socks, and boots. The striped socks just go better with the striped short sleeve shirt. I also love the layered denim. It shows how she's a cinnamon roll with style. It's just so cute and I wish we saw more of this version instead of the later version. Also, I hate the recoloring from the Nick specials. It looks awful. However, the number 1 spot goes to her original season 1 outfit. This is arguably her most simple look, but I absolutely love it. It's cute and fashionable, but true to Bloom. I'm a sucker for bell bottoms, which look a lot more fun than your regular pants. I love how her top is more mint blue that has a greenish tint instead of her signature blue. I also love the yellow in the look that gives it a bit more pizzazz along with the stars on her jeans, showing that little fiery spunk that's hidden in this little marshmallow. Just a super cute look for a super cute character. Being the fashionista of the group, Stella has to be incredibly fashionable. Plus, with her being the Princess of Solaria, she, of course, has a lot of money and can afford to buy whatever she wants. Her best outfits tend to be fashion-forward and a little unconventional. She's the type of girl that makes you wonder if something is truly fashionable, or she just makes it look good. Sadly, her sense of fashion was murdered later on with some unimpressive looks and even some terrible fashion choices that are played off as laughs because that's all they do with Stella. Did they forget that she's supposed to be fashionable and have taste? At the very bottom is her season 8 look, which has the same issues as her bestie Bloom. It's overly layered and makes her come off as a victim of Disney Channel protagonist styling. However, while you could at least see the idea of Bloom's look, this one doesn't feel like Stella in the slightest. The white dress looks way too childish and tacky. The purple jacket doesn't suit Stella's hyper-feminine personality. Her leggings make her legs look like they're infected with some terrible skin condition. The socks over the leggings look both ridiculous and ugly. The mismatched patterns make it look too busy and even more of a fashion crime. And those aren't boots that Stella would ever wear. Truly a terrible look that doesn't suit her at all. Next up we have her season 7 look, which isn't a very good color combination. Now pink and orange can look good together, but only if you use the right shades, and these shades are just clashing so hard. The pinks are too pastel to go with the bold oranges. Not to mention her silhouette is nearly identical to Bloom's. I know that when you hang out with someone, their style does rub off on you, but not to the point where your style is indistinguishable from each other. And much like Bloom, this show has an obsession with putting Stella in high ponytails, and I just don't like it, except for her harmonics hair. This outfit is just boring, and that's a crime to make Stella's looks boring. Not faring that much better is Stella's season 6 look, which again is boring. It's at least more cohesive than her other 2 looks, but it's honestly not noteworthy. Funny how Stella designed these outfits but gave her such an unmemorable look. It at least looks feminine, unlike her season 8 look, but it's not feminine in a way that suits Stella. It's too businesslike and better suited for a character that takes themselves more seriously. Nothing about this looks unique or feels like Stella, let alone something she would actually design. Much better, but still not great as her season 4 look. First of all, the color looks more amazing on her as usual. I do like that they incorporated green and purple into the look. However, I'm not a fan of how simple it looks. Stella isn't a simple girl. She loves to make a statement. Granted, you could argue that because she's getting older that she's maturing, though that argument gets thrown right out the old blowhole when you see how she's far more immature in season 4 than she was in the original seasons, a warning sign of what's to come. But I feel like she would never go this simple. I feel like her idea of maturing is wearing something like Fran Fine from The Nanny, who is a fashion icon. I also don't like the white frills at around the top and the bottom of the dress. I don't like that she's wearing socks with high heels, and I'm not a fan of how her bangs look. Her lack of bangs or anything interesting going on with her hair just makes it not feel like Stella. Now we get into her great looks with her season 5 look. I absolutely love the multi-layered orange and purple dress. It's absolutely gorgeous. Plus, I love that her bangs look like they're in the shape of a crescent moon, showing her embracing her lunar side. It's a nice little detail since her original bangs look like the sun, or at the very least a star. So it's nice to see her having a hairstyle that shows her lunar side. This outfit is super fashionable, and I kind of like how it looks like something Bloom would wear since it looks similar to Bloom's Enchantix dress, which shows how people can influence your style and rub off on you. And while it's a style Bloom would wear, it still feels like something Stella would wear. However, the other looks just feel more memorable to me. Next up, we have her original season 1 look, and I used to not like it very much because the top came off like a bathing suit top, but I actually love it now. It's unconventional, but it works, which shows why Stella is the fashionista of the group. Her ideas are out there, but she has the vision to make it work. I never would have thought of using a purple headband combined with an orange skirt, a gold belt with circle ornaments, and a green halter top would work. But she pulls it off. Like I said, she's the type of gal that makes you wonder if something is truly fabulous or if she just makes it look fabulous. The outfit is definitely revealing, especially for someone Stella's age, but it's never presented in a sexual way, though I still probably wouldn't recommend a teenager wearing that. Although I wonder how Griselda isn't dress coding her. Then again, everyone seems to wear a crop top, so there probably isn't a dress code. This outfit is unconventional, but simple at the same time, not to mention truly iconic, and they just had to ruin the look in the reboot. The audacity. Runner-up is her season 2 back to school look. First of all, I love how she manages to pull off the pastel purples, something her reboot self failed to do. I like to think that's her embracing her lunar side, since Stella tends to gravitate towards her solar side. The outfit itself is so fashion forward and like something you would see a supermodel wear on the runway. It's so chic. Plus, adding the red ornaments to her belt and the armlet that matches her earrings is not only fabulous, but also shows her incorporating her solar side into the look. She is the fairy and princess of the sun and moon, after all. The orange shoes are an odd choice, and I would have gone with red, but it still works. Truly a fashion diva. But the winner is her season 3 look. Given Stella's powers, you wouldn't expect her to have her main civilian outfit be a mint green dress with pink stripes, but it shows that Stella doesn't limit herself. The dress is honestly still really fashionable, and I think could still be worn today. The strapless dress with the flowy skirt just looks fabulous, and I love that the belt, headband, and shoes match her pink stripes. This is just a perfect look. So fashion forward, yet still approachable while still being an absolutely fabulous diva. Perfect for Stella. Flora's style has always been very cottagecore with a little bit of bohemian style. This fits her sweet personality and indicates her love of nature and all living things. I love how she's super feminine, but there's no getting her style confused with Stella's, who is also a super feminine character, which shows that there are different ways to be hyper feminine. Sadly, with how the later seasons have tried to dress the girl so similarly, Flora lost what made her style so unique to her. At the very bottom is her season 6 look. Absolutely nothing about this look stands out or makes her feel like Flora. The pink and blue color combo doesn't feel like Flora, and the style just feels like it could belong to any preppy character attending a boarding school. The outfit actually makes her look younger than what she should be. The bow doesn't help, but nothing about this screams Flora to me. It's so boring that I can't even talk about it. Moving on. Faring better is her season 7 look. On its own, it's a cute look for a preppy character, and the color combo works for her. However, apart from the colors, it doesn't really feel like an outfit that Flora would wear. Plus, the half untucked shirt gives the impression impression of a more untidy and aloof character rather than Flora. Why didn't she tuck it in? The untucked look is something I expect more from Musa or Aisha, not Flora. Next up we have her Season 5 look, and it's honestly my least favorite of all the Season 5 casual looks. I mean, it's a cute look and it kinda suits Flora, but something about it just doesn't suit Flora at the same time. Maybe it's the boots, which I feel like aren't Flora's style. But then again, I always imagined her as a more open-toed shoe girl. The top is also a little stiff looking to me, and it feels at odds with the ruffles on the skirt. It's still cute, but I'm just not sure if it's truly Flora. Much better is her Season 4 look. I personally love this dress. It's simple and feels a little bit like a beach dress, but it's still dainty and feminine, and feels like something Flora would wear. Unlike Stella, I do believe that Flora would wear a simple dress. It's still got enough going on to make it still look visually interesting. It's a super cute dress and suits Flora. Surprisingly, the next choice is a Season 8 look. Now, ignoring the absolutely atrocious whitewashing and terrible art style, the look is actually mermazing. The pink dress is super cute and cozy, and the purple scarf is so bohemian but also fashionable. Normally, Flora's accents are green instead of purple, but I love the purple in this look. It's giving lilac. The only thing I'm not so fond of are the boots and socks. They just don't suit Flora's style, who I imagine as an open-toed shoe girl. I feel like if it wasn't for the boots and socks, the whitewashing, and the art style, that this might have been my number one, because the dress and scarf are just so chic and fabulous while still feeling like Flora's personal style. Next we have her Season 3 look. For those saying that pink and red clash, this proves that you're wrong, because this is fabulous. I never would have thought to put Flora in red, since that's such a bold color that I wouldn't associate with Flora, but it works. Plus, it goes wonderfully with her brown skin. I love the flowiness of the skirt, which suits her personality perfectly. The pink sash goes great with it, and adds a little more dimension to the look. The pink top with the puffy sleeves feels reminiscent of her Season 1 top, but still feels like its own thing. The red shoes with the pink socks look so stylish, and the green 4-leaf clover choker adds a nice touch. Runner-up is her Season 1 look. This was a hard decision because my top two looks are so mermazing. This look just is Flora. I love the yellow-green off-the-shoulder puffy top. It's so cottagecore and shows right away that she's a flower child. That along with her pink skirt with the strawberries with the matching shoes are just so beautiful. The gold belt along with her iconic hoop earrings and bracelets are just so recognizable. This is the look that people tend to think of when they think of Flora, and for good reason. Out of all the Season 1 casual looks, this one is definitely my favorite. Arguably, this look suits her the best, but there is one that I just love a little bit more. And that is her Season 2 back to school look. I mean, come on, this is just so fashion forward, while still suiting Flora's personal style. It's funny because Flora rarely wore pants, but this just looks so fabulous. The top is so cute, with the pink flower also acting as straps for the shirt. The yellow-green looks mermazing on her, and I love that there's a flower on her pants, similar to the top. This outfit is just so incredible that it's beyond words. I mean, just look at it. Perfect for our flower child. Musa manages to stand out in the group by not only being the tomboy, but also having a street punk style and incorporating East Asian fashion into her looks. It's something that helped her come off as unique. Sadly, as the series went on, Musa lost her tomboy street punk energy and was just given girlier looks to match with the others. Once again, at the very bottom is Season 8. Same issue as Stella and Bloom's looks. An overuse of layering that makes her look like a victim of Disney Channel protagonist styling. Not to mention that the pastel color palette doesn't suit her. She looks like Disney Channel trying to make a hippie in a poofy dress. Also, giving Musa a bow was an absolute mistake. Nothing about this screams Musa and makes her absolutely unrecognizable. Truly awful. What were they thinking? It's to the Omega dimension with them. Faring better, but still not great as her Season 7 look. The pink and purple color palette not only makes her unrecognizable as Musa, but that combined with the styling makes her come off as the most feminine of the group. She looks like a super feminine peppy girl that spent her childhood at a country club. The look on its own is fine, but it doesn't suit Musa in the slightest. The only thing I like is her hair, but everything else makes her feel like the polar opposite of who she was originally. Faring much better, but still not great is her Season 4 look. The look on its own is actually great, and really fashionable, but much like her Season 7 look, it's far too feminine for her and doesn't really fit with her personal style. This honestly feels more like something Stella would wear rather than Musa. I love the plaid skirt, and it could work for a punk style look, but everything else looks far too hyper feminine for Musa. People complain about Bloom's season 4 look being pink, but they should be complaining about Musa's reds being switched out for pink because it makes her look far too feminine looking. I do like her hair, especially since I was getting tired of her hair always being in pigtails, but nothing about this look makes me instantly think of Musa. It would have been better suited for Stella. Much better is her season 6 look. Now, it's not perfect. I don't like Musa being in heels, and the color palette is still too feminine. However, I do feel like the style suits her well. I love how the tie is loose fitted to go with Musa's relaxed style, and had the color combo been red and dark blue, it would have suited her perfectly. Not to mention, I love her hair. It feels like a way to call back to her original hairstyle while also making it new and fresh. I love it. It's a great look that, while not perfect, does find a way to show off Musa's personality, and had the heels and color palette been different, it would have suited her style more. Next up, we have her season 2 back to school look. I always love when Musa incorporates her East Asian heritage into her looks. It's a bit odd seeing Musa in pink and with puffy sleeves, but I feel like the look still works with the pants and the shoes giving off a more masculine vibe to give her that tomboy feel while still showing off something a bit more feminine. I especially love the sleeves, and Musa looks surprisingly good in orange. Musa can wear pink, but only when handled correctly. Next up is her original outfit from season 1. I love the red single strap crop top. It's giving punk, but in a more simple way. That combined with the baggy jeans and clunky shoes show off her tomboy personality perfectly. I also do like her pigtails, which is odd because normally I'm not a fan of pigtails, but I still wish we had gone to see her with her hair down at least once when it was short. Either way, this look is iconic and one that could still be worn today. Runner-up is her season 3 look. It's quite the departure from her usual color palette since she's wearing turquoise instead of her iconic red, but it honestly looks amazing on her, and she still manages to incorporate her signature red into the look with the lines on the top and the red belt. The top is so cute, and I love that it's a check top. I really love the bell bottoms with the matching arm warmers, which are just so chic and fashionable. She's trying something different, but still feels true to her, and I love it. And the number one choice is her season 5 look. I mean, need I say anything? It perfectly captures her tomboy street punk style. I love that she has arm warmers again. They are just so cool. The vest could have been more of a true red, but I still love it. The boots are awesome and feel true to her style, despite the thin heels. And I adore her hair. I mean, what else can I say? Look at it. It's just more amazing. It's clearly the best casual look from post season 3, and something that I feel could actually still be worn today. Sadly, after this, she would lose her tomboy punk style for good, which is a crime. Tecna is an interesting case where she's the group nerd, but she's not relegated to outfits you normally associate with nerdy characters. Her style is more futuristic and sci-fi inspired rather than truly nerdy. That makes her unique among other nerdy characters. Sadly, just like the others, she has lost what made her style so special because Rainbow said, "No more individuality." Unsurprisingly, the very bottom is season 8. Whose idea was it to put her in overalls? First of all, I hate overalls in general, as they give too country bumpkin hick. That's not something the futuristic sci-fi girl would wear. Quite the opposite, really. The bow was also a mistake, and I question the choice to put her in yellow because it's not a color we associate with her, apart from her background during her Magic Winx transformation. The look is also so juvenile, like something a child would wear. She looks like a giant preschooler. Also, for some reason, they made her hair purple instead of pink. Why? This ain't Tecna. This is just some chick who got her head stuck in a purple paint can. Better, but still terrible, is her season 6 look. Who thought that having this shade of pink as one of her main colors was a good idea? Tecna rarely wears pink, and that's because her hair is magenta pink, which clashes with this shade of pink. Not to mention the poofy skirt that flares out just looks terrible and so tacky. The blazer looks weird and too short. The bow doesn't suit Tecna, and literally nothing about this feels like Tecna. It's too girly to feel like the practical and sensible Tecna. It's so boring that I can't even talk much about it. Moving on. Faring better is her season 7 outfit. There's thankfully not as much pink in this look as her season 6 look, but it's still not great. Her look reads more like her main color is green rather than purple, with how little purple there is in the outfit, and that the purple of her blouse reads more as white than anything else. The earrings are cute, and I do like the bob, but that's about it. It reads more like what a typical preppy girl would wear, or even a nerd, rather than the futuristic sci-fi diva we all know and love. Much better is her season 4 outfit. The outfit on its own is very fashionable and cute, but there's nothing about it that feels uniquely Tecna, and it's something that any fashionable nerd would wear. The shoulderless pink and purple checked over the white button-up with the purple capri-style shorts and the purple heels is a cute look, but it doesn't feel sci-fi or futuristic. I get that Tecna is probably trying to blend in more on Earth, but she loses what made her unique compared to other nerdy characters. Again, a cute and fashionable look on its own, and definitely giving geek chic. But is it Tecna? Not really. I do love that her hair is in a clip. It's a nice variation on her usual hairstyle. Now we're getting into her truly great outfits with her season 1 look. This look is truly iconic. I love how her crop top looks like a zip-up vest, but still looks structured. Her pants are cut above her ankles, but are also flared, which gives it a very unique look that makes it more interesting. Plus, the high tops with the layered heels just look so awesome and truly gives futuristic vibes. I love the use of the lavender with the lime green, which have always been signature colors for Tecna. Something about the color combo just gives sci-fi and futuristic. The look also has a bit of an athletic vibe to it, which I associate more with Aisha than Tecna, but considering that Tecna does martial arts for some reason, it makes sense. While the look is more amazing and undeniably iconic, I will admit that compared to the looks higher, it is more simple, which isn't a bad thing, but still. Next up, we have her season 5 look. This is honestly one of the best looks from season 5. I think it's so fashionable and chic. I love the single short sleeve top, the boots, the skirt, and the jewelry. I also like that Tecna has grown her hair out, but it's not to a significant degree like when Musa grew out her hair. However, I do feel like the leggings should have been all the way down to her legs. Plus, I do have to admit that it's not really giving much sci-fi vibes, apart from Tecna's color palette. I could even see Aisha wearing this outfit. The only reason it's higher than season 1 is purely for the aesthetic reasons. I love this look, but it could have used more of a futuristic sci-fi vibe. Runner-up is her iconic season 3 look. This is an outfit that honestly looks like something that came straight out of the Xenon movies or a futuristic sci-fi movie, and I love it. The shoes in general look like something that someone who lives in space would wear. I love the skirt paired with the matching leggings. Normally a skirt over pants looks weird, but this works, mostly because they look more like leggings than actual pants. The matching crop top is so chic. It honestly feels like an elevated version of her season 1 look. Normally I'm of the belief that Tecna shouldn't be in pink, but I feel like they found the right balance here because it matches her hair and it's only used as an accent color rather than one of the main colors. And number 1 is definitely her season 2 back to school look. I am so mad that we only got to see this look once because it is absolutely her best look. When I think of chic sci-fi futuristic fashion, this is the look I think of. The purple cutout sleeveless crop top with the matching pants that has white and green accents gives such sci-fi vibes. The boots look like she could go dancing at a club on the moon, and I love it. Not to mention her iconic single arm sleeve fingerless glove is absolutely everything. She looks like she's straight out of a futuristic magazine from a designer that lives in space. Absolutely perfect for the fairy of technology. I'm obsessed with this look and that will never change. And lastly, we've come to the best fairy, Aisha. Much like Musa, she's very much a tomboy, but she has her own style that distinguishes her from Musa. Where Musa is more street punk, Aisha is more sporty and slightly grunge. She also got to incorporate some black styles into her looks a lot of the time. This gave her a unique sense of style that helped her stand out from the already established characters, since she was introduced in season 2. Unfortunately, after season 5, her style started to become less distinctive and more generically girly, which took away from what made her style so unique to begin with. And since she wasn't in season 1, she doesn't have as many outfits as the other girls. At the very bottom is her season 8 look. Even when ignoring the heinous whitewashing and art style change that happened to Aisha, this still isn't a good look. While she looked like she should be selling Bibles, the top is so flippin' ugly and matronly, and I'm not a fan of the pants. While it looks better than Bloom, Stella, Tecna, and Musa's looks, that's not a high bar. The bar is in Tartarus. It feels like she's trying to be matronly, churchy, and bohemian at the same time, none of which fit her personal style at all. It's a terrible mess and so boring. Moving on. Not faring that much better is her season 6 look. This was the beginning of when she was losing her tomboy style. I absolutely hate that stupid poofy skirt that looks like one of those weird pillows. Not to mention they gave her a bow. Since when does Aisha wear bows? It doesn't fit her personality at all. The top is fine-ish, and I guess you could say that it has a bit of sportiness to it, but it feels more like a golfer than Aisha. Not to mention that the socks with hearts on them look too feminine. I also hate this muted color palette. It's just so dull. While her prototype look doesn't suit her either, it's at least fashionable and she looks mermazing in it. Faring better but still not great is her season 7 look. This look doesn't really suit her, but I do think the color combo works, since the blue, pale purple, and pink are colors she's worn before, although her color should probably be seafoam green. Out of all the season 7 looks, this one is probably the best, since the blue overshirt does give a slightly sporty vibe, I guess, but nothing about this outfit screams Aisha, and just feels more like something any fashionable preppy character would wear. I'm not sure if this is a hot take, but I don't like the pigtails. But then again, I'm not a big fan of pigtails in general, since they feel too childish, and very rarely do I like the way they look. They don't really suit Aisha's personality or style, but I do like the pigtail look that she had in season 3 though. Overall, while the look is pretty fashionable on its own, which is more than I can say about the other outfits, nothing about it says anything about Aisha as a character. Now we get into her good outfits with her season 4 look. I honestly love the colors of this look. The bright green with the shades of pink is just so mermazing. Wow, Aisha was doing Wicked before it ever became a movie. I honestly love seeing Aisha in vibrant colors because with her beautiful skin tone, she could wear any color. I also love how the outfit looks chic, but also something that you could lounge around in the house in. The pale pink top with the matching headband honestly adds some extra flair to the look. I will admit that it's a little of its time, but I'm of the opinion that if something still looks good, you can still wear it today. Next we have her season 5 look. I actually came close to putting this as number 1 simply because I love the way it looks. However, I decided against it because of how the thin-heeled boots don't really suit Aisha because she's more of a combat boot kind of gal. But I overall love the look. Aisha looks amazing in turquoise blue, and I love the purple accents. The romper is practical for athletic wear, but still looks fabulous, surprisingly. I do wish the show version of it included the jewelry and visor, because it looks so chic and fabulous. Not to mention it would give her more than just her basic hairstyle that she's had since season 2. If all the other girls get new hairstyles, why can't she? But again, the only thing keeping it from being number 1 is the shoes not really fitting with Aisha's personal style. Runner-up is her season 3 look, which she also mostly wears in season 2, but her other season 2 look disappears after the second season, so I'm counting it as just her season 3 look. I love how it incorporates more vibrant colors to show how she's become a true member of the Winx Club. I love the soft purple crop top with the white trim, especially the blue ocean swirl. Her khaki miniskirt also gives athletic tomboy, even if it's not the most practical. But it's also very fashionable. The only thing I'm not so crazy about is the leg warmers. They're not bad looking, and they do look fashionable. I just feel like it dates the look slightly. Combat boots would work much better in my opinion. And the number 1 look is the one that started it all, her season 2 look. I mean, this look just screams that she's an athletic tomboy that can do any sport, but she's also stylish and fabulous. I especially love the pale pink sleeveless crop top hoodie. It's so flippin' cute. That combined with her denim capris, matching pale pink hiking boots, and her arm warmers are just so awesome. I love it so much. I also love how it's more muted compared to the other girls to show that she's struggling to fit in with an already established friend group. A strong first outfit for the best member of Winx Club. It's truly sad to see that Winx Club lost what made its fashion so special. I get that fashion trends come and go, and the later seasons of Winx Club came out during the 2010s, which was a pretty terrible time in fashion. But I feel like this proves that you shouldn't always go based off trends, and should go based off what truly looks good and fits with the character's personal style. That's what made the original season so special. These girls were fashion icons while still staying true to their original style. Sadly, the reboot doesn't seem to realize that, and while it's better than what we got in seasons 6 through 8, and especially better than what we got in Fate the Winx Saga, it's still not good. But I've already talked about my issues with those looks in a previous video. I doubt that the reboot's fashions will be impressive, but we still have the original seasons to look back on and appreciate. I would have shared my own casual looks in my version of Winx Club, but there are designs I made that I honestly regret, and I only want to share my best work, so I'm not gonna do that. And those were my rankings of the Winx Club's casual outfits. So what did you guys think? Do you agree with any of my choices? What are your rankings of the Winx Winx's casual looks? Let me know in the comments. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you want to help my channel take off so I can do this as a full-time job, which I would really appreciate. You can also check out my other social media accounts in the links below. I'm the Wicked Merman from Under the Sea.